Hello everyone, welcome to EPG Pathshala. My name is Ms. Vinny Sharma. I am an assistant professor of forensic science at Galgotias University. In this module, we will be introducing you to the science of fingerprint. In this module, you will be understanding the basic principles of forensic science, a brief history of fingerprint science, and the knowledge of general and individual characteristics of fingerprints, which will help you to understand the process of comparison of scene of crime prints and the standard prints. Before starting off with the entire introduction of the module, I would like to introduce you all to what is exactly a fingerprint is. A fingerprint is an impression of the frictional ridges present on your hands, palms, sole and toes. Fingerprints are the evidences which are found at the scene of crime, very ascertaining. These impressions help an investigator to identify the person or the individual who was actually present at the scene of crime. The fingerprints are generally found during the formed during the third trimester of a fetal life, meaning that when the child is in the mother's womb, the fingerprints are already present. This marks that the fingerprints once formed remain unaltered during the lifespan of an individual. Apart from this, fingerprints does not match with the or in the case of the monoclonal twins also. That would mean that an individual who is having 10 fingerprints, they are unidentical to each other. The individualistic characteristic of these fingerprints is so specific that a single individual himself or herself do not have the same copy of fingerprints on his or her own hands, irrespective of the fact that the area or the prints that are present on the other individuals. You cannot compare them. It is so highly individualistic that only one individual who is having this kind of fingerprint is specific to him or her only. Apart from these fingerprints, the wrinkled narrow ridges, they are also known as the frictional ridges. These frictional ridges are free from the hairs and oil glands. They have only the sweat glands which are helpful in leaving or which are helpful for the investigators to identify the patterns. The study of fingerprint science is termed as dermatoglyphics. It is derived from two words, derma and glyphae, both of Latin origin, where derma means skin and glyphae means patterns. In other words, the study of patterning of finger ridges is known as fingerprints. The fingerprints are the most important evidences found at the scene of crime because fingerprints offers an infallible means of evidence of personal identification. The science of fingerprint identification stand out among all other forensic sciences. The reason for this is being that the fingerprints are highly individualistic. No two fingerprints yet are being found alike in the billions of fingerprints taken worldwide over a history of 120 years. The law enforcement agencies or the court of law considers fingerprint evidence as a 100% evidentiary value. The caseworks done in the examination of fingerprints outnumber all the other physical evidences taken together. Fingerprint evidence or fingerprint science stands out among all the other forensic sciences. Reason being that the individual identification of fingerprints above the history of 120 years have not been found alike in the billions of fingerprints taken up till now. The forensic science or the specific law enforcement agencies over the world, including over a wide period of 120 years, have not yet been able to identify two fingerprints alike. Above all, the fingerprint science, the examination of fingerprint evidences taken in the cases worldwide combined are the outnumbering the cases of the other forensic evidences. Fingerprints not only help in identification of criminals, it also helps in providing a database for the entire population of that particular country, because fingerprints are helpful in not only identifying the criminals at the scene of crime, but also in identifying the dead in the mass destruction cases. Principles of forensics, principles of fingerprint science involves basically three basic principles: principle of individuality, principle of variability, and principle of persistency. An acronym can be derived from this as VIP: variety, individuality, and persistency. First principle of fingerprint science, that is principle of individuality, states that no two fingerprints have yet been observed to possess identical ridge characteristics, meaning that the fingerprints that are being taken over a period of time, even in cases of monoclonal twins who have 100% DNA match, for them also the fingerprints are different. The second principle of fingerprint science says that fingerprints are or will remain unchanged during the individual's lifetime. As stated earlier, the fingerprints are formed during the second trimester of the individual fetal life, meaning when the person or an individual is in the mother's womb and living his or her fetal life, at a period of say 4th to say 5th month, the fingerprints are well developed. Fingerprints are formed much before the person is born. Similarly, until and unless an individual's skin decomposes, the fingerprints are there. So you can say that the fingerprints are existing before and even after the death of an individual and remains unaltered. Third principle of fingerprint science says that principle of variety. It states fingerprints have general ridge characteristic patterns that permits them to systematically classify it. In other words, I can say that the fingerprint patterns available to an individual are characterized into different categories, and on the basis of this systematic classification, a database or an individual variety of a fingerprint can be easily constructed. Above all, apart from the general characteristics, an individual has got a numerous individual fingerprint characteristics. These individual rich characteristics help us to identify the person individually. The major classification of fingerprint patterns includes loops, arches, and whorl. Above the population statistical data have taken up till now, the loops are found to be most generally present in the individual's population, whereas whorls are categorized into second and arches are found to be the rarest of the rare patterns. Moving on next, I will start with a brief history of fingerprint science. Science as the term comes, one understood that this may be coming from a modern world, whereas the fingerprint science is not a modern science. It dates back to ancient history. As far as the archaeological evidences are concerned, the archaeologists are able to find the fingerprint rich impressions on the 6,000-year-old unearthed potteries in the China. Also, there are thousands of fingerprints found in the Nova Scotia, Canada, which is a prehistoric wall cave dating back to the early man age. Fingerprints were also found to be used as seals in many of the Chinese and the Egyptian civilizations. Some of the physicians in the Persian world, namely Rashid al-Din Himadni, has used fingerprints as a Chinese practice for identification of people. China has got a practice of selling the slaves, and on the cart or on the agreement, it was found that the impression of the slave's hand were placed upon as a mark of signature. India also has not been behind in this. In fact, the science of fingerprint has got its birth in India only. India has been using the word panja from the ancient Indus Valley civilization, and we have been able to find the impressions of fingerprints on the clay tablets and seal during this civilization. Apart from that, a tomb of Tutankhamun, an Egyptian king, it was found that the impressions of his skin of the fingerprints were found all along his tomb. This was all the ancient record. As far as the scientific record is concerned, a scientist named Grew in 1684 presented a paper in which he stated that there are little ridges found at the fingers or at the joints which are innumerable in number. He also mentioned about the sweat pores, the epidermal ridges and their arrangement. He calls these sweat pores as little fountains, whereas he didn't mention anything about them being individualistic. Whereas another scientist later on in 1685 named Malfigi prompted out that these skin ridges are found or are structurally function in case of providing the friction to the human skin. He also mentioned about the spirals and the loops in the fingerprints, but didn't mention the importance of them as an individual characteristic. Thomas Bewick, an English author, in his book used these fingerprints or his thumb impression as his own individual stamp and signature, pointing out towards the individuality of the fingerprints. The first scientific basis for the classification of fingerprints was given by Purkinje in 1823. He classified the fingerprints in 9 different categories, each of them being a separate group, but he never mentioned regarding the individuality of the ridges or their use in personal identification. In 1858, William Herschel, the chief magistrate of Hooghly district in India, was the first person to use fingerprints on the contract as an individual signatures. Henry Flords in 1880 examined the fingerprints in depth and mentioned that fingerprints can be classified and also can be used as a separate identical characteristic. He also maintained that fingerprints are useful in maintaining the medico-legal studies of and has equal relevance as that of the photographs. A major breakthrough in the fingerprint science came when Sir Francis Galton published a book entitled Fingerprints in 1892. This book presented the first classification, which is referred to as Galton five-fold classification of fingerprint system. Galton provided a scientific proof that the fingerprints do not change over a period of time. Also, he provided the proof that the no two fingerprints are exactly same. He derived on the basis of his own calculation, which is referred to as Galton's calculation, that the fingerprints of two individuals cannot be same even if the probability is 1 in 64 billion. Galton also in his book mentioned about the ridge characteristics, to which he named as minutiae. He said that these ridge characteristics are responsible for the fingerprint identification and individuality. This scientific proof given by Galton overpowers the Bertillon's anthropometric system of individual identification, which was earlier used for criminal identification, normally referred to as portrait parley. The fingerprints as a personal mean of identification was used by June Witch, an Argentinian scientist, to prove the presence of the criminal at the scene of crime. In 1891, he independently worked and devised a system of new classification for fingerprint science, which was practically used for the first time for solving the famous murder case, the Rosas murders, in 1892. By 1896, the Argentina became a first country to abolish the anthropometric system for recording the criminal profiles and started using the fingerprints. Another breakthrough that came into the fingerprint science was in 1891 when Sir Edward Henry started taking the fingerprint impressions, majorly the left thumb impression, on the salaried employees in India. In 1894, he constructed a 10-digit fingerprint card to devise the individual identification characteristic of the individuals. He, along with two Indian Bengali officers, Khan Bahadur Azizul Haq and Rai Bahadur Hemchandra Bose, devised a system of classification for identifying, filing, recording and searching of the fingerprint slip. This system was termed as Henry's 10-digit classification system. Another name for this system was given as the pigeonhole system. 1024, that is 1024 different possible combination for the 10-digit fingerprint slips was possible via this classification system only. After adopting the June-Witch system in Argentina, India started using the Henry system of classification for identification of individuals. Subsequently, later on, both of these systems was used worldwide and at present for the classification system of the fingerprints and identifying the criminals all around the world, recording their data, not only their criminal recording profile but also their demographic data. In 1912, Dr. Edmund Locard, one of the famous name in fingerprints, has given another science or another branch of fingerprint science which is termed as poroscopy. In 1962, Dr. Salil Kumar Chatterjee coined the term edgescopy to be used for the edges of the frictional ridges to be identified. He was concerned in the formation, science behind the ridge formation and to establish the individuality. The history behind the fingerprint science inform us about the vast importance of fingerprints all over the world. Fingerprints in general are used for the purpose of personal identification and also used in the collection of demographic data. Because of their individuality around the world and the possible calculation by the Galton that 1 in 64 billion fingerprints is the probability of the matching of fingerprint, provides the law enforcement agency to rely upon the identification of an individual on the basis of fingerprint evidences. Fingerprint evidences holds forensic importance in a wide range. It is also used for the identification and maintenance of the record of service or criminal individuals and also in the identification of the unknown deceased persons. It can be used in the identification of the individuals in case of mass destruction or in case of mass slaughters. Fingerprint science rely on the identification of its general and individual characteristics. The general characteristics of fingerprints include number 1, the pattern areas, number 2, the type line. These two terminologies basically are responsible for telling you or for informing an expert of fingerprint to the area to which he or she should be concentrating on while comparing the analysis, while comparing the fingerprints. The pattern area is that area on a fingerprint in which the entire fingerprint is enclosed on, whereas the type lines are those ridges which are forming that particular pattern area. Enlisting the various general characteristics of fingerprint science, we are here having delta, core, ridge counting, ridge tracing and pattern types. Delta in detail will mean that the boundary of the fingerprint pattern, or it can also be termed as the outer terminus for the fingerprint pattern. Delta is furtherly subdivided into 4 different types. It can be made by bifurcation, that is one ridge coming from the left and then dividing into 2 forming the outer boundary, or it can be done by diversion, meaning 2 ridges coming from left diverting forming a wide area to cover the entire pattern, or it can be the combination of 2 ridges along with a dot giving a triangular appearance so that a boundary can be established. The another general characteristic that is to be noticed is core. Core is basically the center of a fingerprint pattern or around which the entire pattern is found. Core is also referred to as the inner terminus of the fingerprint pattern. The core is further subdivided into different types. For example, it can be a single dot around which the entire pattern can be revolving, or it can be a ridge from which the entire or other ridges can be coming out, or it can be a circle, or it can be, in case of loop, a single ridge along which the other ridges will be rerouting. Another general characteristic of fingerprints is the fingerprint patterns. Fingerprint patterns in general mean that the design or a particular style which the ridges take over while forming on the fingers. Fingerprint patterns are basically divided into 5 different categories, that is arches, loops, whorl, composite and accidentals. Arches are further divided into plain and tented arch. Loop is divided into radial and ulnar. Whorls are divided into spherical, circular or oval. Composites are further divided into central pocket loop, lateral pocket loop and twin loop. And the fifth category is the accidentals. Arch patterns are basically the patterns in which the ridges are freely flowing from left side and then going out on the right side, forming a hill or a hump in the center. Arch patterns are characterized by the absence of the core and the delta. Arches are the only patterns in which we are unable to find any of the deltas or the cores. Arches are divided, as told before, plain arch and tented arch. By plain arch, we mean that the ridges are coming from the left, forming a small hump in the center and then leaving the right side. Whereas the tented arch is concerned, the tented arch ridges are forming a mountain-like structure in the center, that is, they are being stretched from the center just like a tent and then they are leaving the left side. Loop, as far as the loop are concerned, as the name suggests, loop means moving around in a same way where you are coming from. Loop are divided into ulnar and radial loop depending on the opening of them towards the bone of the anatomical positioning of a human body. Loop is basically a U-shaped structure formed by the ridges, in which the ridges are coming from the left side, going around a center point and then leaving the hand again from the left side. If this loop opening is towards the ulnar bone of the human body, then the loop is termed as the ulnar loop, whereas if this opening is towards the radial bone of the human body, it is termed as the radial loop. Whorl patterns, as the name suggests, is coming from the geographical representation of a whorl, that is a circular pattern formation. Whorl patterns are subdivided into circular, spiral and oval. Circular whorls means that when the ridges are moving in a circle pattern, starting from the core and then revolving around, forming a complete circle, or you can say that another name from them is whorl concentric. Whorl spiral type means that when a ridge is starting from a core and then spirally revolving around it, forming a spiral. This is termed as whorl spiral. The third category of the whorl is an oval pattern. In this, the whorl is stretched vertically in the direction, forming an elliptical or an oval or an egg-shaped whorl. Composites are the combination, as the name suggests, of the above three mentioned categories. But as the whorl patterns and the loop patterns are characterized with the presence of delta, the composites are basically the combination of whorl and the loop patterns. Composites are divided into three subcategories: central pocket loop, twin loop and lateral pocket loop. Central pocket loop, as the name suggests, is forming a pocket in the center and then loop around it, meaning the whorl is present in the center and then the ridges form a loop pattern which surrounds this whorl. The difference between a whorl and a central pocket loop is that if the ridge count of the whorl pattern is less than 3, then it is characterized as central pocket loop, whereas if it is more than 3, it is characterized as a whorl pattern. A twin loop is basically the combination of two loop patterns which have a separate identity. The twin loop is characterized by the opening of two loops in the opposite directions, whereas a lateral pocket loop is a combination of two loops in which one is named as a major loop and the other is termed as the minor loop. The major loop covers the major area of the pattern, whereas the pocket or the blank left behind it is taken up by another loop or the minor loop. In lateral pocket loop, both the loops are opening on the same side. The fifth category of the fingerprint patterns is termed as accidental patterns. The patterns which cannot be categorized in any of the above categories are termed or are put into the categories of accidental patterns. As far as the general patterns are concerned, the another identification character that has to be considered is the number of core and the deltas. In case of loops, there is only one core and one delta. In case of whorls, there is one core and two deltas. In case of twin loops, there are two cores, two deltas. In case of lateral pocket loop, there are two cores, two delta. In case of central pocket loop, there is one core and two deltas. Another general characteristic of the fingerprint is the ridge counting. Ridge counting means that the number of ridges intervening between core and delta, or you can say that it is defined as the number of ridges that are coming in between when a line is drawn from core to delta. This line is termed as the line of count. When you are counting the ridges, for ridge counting, the ridge forming the core and delta is excluded from this count. Also, the ridges which are known as the incipient ridges or the nascent ridges, that are generally of a small width as compared to other ridges, are also excluded while counting the ridge count. There are certain rules that revolves around the ridge counting. For example, when a ridge is forming a dot and that dot is being crossed upon by the line of count, that is counted as 1. But if the ridge is having an abrupt ending, it is also given a counting as 1. But if the ridge bifurcates at the line of count, that ridge count to it is given as 2. The ridge which is intersecting at the line of count is again given a 2 ridge count. The end points of an enclosure or an islet or a lake for that matter is given a ridge count of 4. Another ridge characteristic or another general characteristic is that ridge tracing. Ridge tracing is basically when the lower arm of left delta is traced along for the lower arm of the right delta. If the lower arm of left delta directly meets to the lower arm of right delta, it is termed as M tracing or meeting tracing. But if the lower arm of left delta moves inside the lower arm of right delta, it is termed as inner or I tracing. But if the lower arm of left delta moves outside the lower arm of right delta, it is termed as O or outer tracing. Moving on to the individual characteristics of the fingerprints. Individual characteristics of the fingerprints are given another synonyms such as ridge characteristics or minutiae. These are the characteristics which are formed by the ridges individually. An individual ridge takes up different ways in which or different path in which it can move along on the fingers. Generally, there are around 16 ridge characteristics which are identified. For example, ridge dot, ridge ending, bifurcation when one single ridge divides into 2, trifurcation when one single ridge divides into 3, formation of a hook or a spur, meaning when a ridge is dividing into 2 but one of the branches stops moving whereas the other moves along, convergence when the two ridges are coming and joining into one ridge, enclosures when ridges are forming a small islet or a lake-like structure, lake an elongated enclosure, island when a single ridge or a short ridge lies between two ridges, a changeover that is when the ridges are changing their path, intersection when the ridges are crossing each other, deviated breaks when one ridge stops, gives way to the another and then continue moving by crossing the other ridge. Ridge return meaning formation of a U-turn or a loop formation around the core. Interjunction or a bridge, as the name suggests, It is the bridge between two parallel running ridges. Ridge fragments, when a ridge is found in small packets. Natural break, when one free flowing ridge comes and ends into the and then starts again. Summarizing the entire lecture, I would like to say that the fingerprints are the impressions that are found on the palmar surface of the skin, that is the anterior surface of our hands. Fingerprint evidence, when considered, is an infallible mean of evidence for individual identification. Fingerprint science is backed by the three major principles, that is VIP, principle of variability, principle of individuality and principle of persistency. Fingerprints are characterized by the presence of various general and individual characteristics such as score, delta, pattern type, ridge counting, ridge tracing. Fingerprint patterns are categorized into 5 major categories: arches, loops, whorl, composites and accidentals. As far as the individual ridge characteristics are concerned, they are outnumbering up to 16 in numbers. These characteristics are formed by the ridges individually in different shapes and sizes. Thank you for watching this lecture.